I have some advice for you, if you want to listen. And that is, don't let others manipulate you. Those who try to get you emotionally invested, to trigger your hatred or your desire. Because this is the way that con men and charlatans try to take away your freedom, by getting you emotionally invested, getting you angry, or triggering your desire. If you want to live in a world of peace and tranquility, then the most important thing is not to get carried away by your emotions, to remain stable, to not be easily moved when situations get difficult and challenging, not to give in to your addiction, not to think all the time about me and mine. This is the way we play the worldly game. Big corporations use your desire and your greed against you. They give us all sorts of new and shiny things, like toys given to a child, to get our attention, to get us addicted. These are the pimps of materialism. And likewise, politicians use our bigotry and our hatred against us. Corporate media tries to divide us and create controversy, set us against each other for profit and gain. But what you need to understand is that they're just going through the worldly motions of enriching themselves, just like all of us are, thinking about our own benefit, our profit, and our position in the world. What gets us into trouble is not that there are powerful and greedy men. What gets us into trouble is that we allow ourselves to be radicalized by our own negativity, our yearning, our frustration and anxiety. Because we can't let go of the past, our trauma, then we have resentment. This makes us want to lash out at the world. We're continually pointing on the outside to our imaginary enemies. But what the Buddha taught is that all sentient beings are like our own dear mothers. And that's because without sentient beings, there is no means for us to make progress on the spiritual path. Our enemies teach us tolerance. Those who afflict us make us stronger. And when we have compassion for those who are suffering, this enriches us spiritually. Do not turn away the hungry and the homeless. Do not look down on those who are misfortunate. You have to see the sentient being in every person, in every creature. And whether or not they are near and dear to us, unknown or even our enemies, then we have to do our best to give rise to love and compassion. Love is the wish for another to experience happiness and well-being. And compassion is the wish for another to be free of suffering. And we know what suffering is like. We have experienced it ourselves. We know how undesirable our suffering is. And so why would we wish that on another? So don't let powerful and greedy men encourage you to anger. Don't allow yourself to be triggered, to give rise to bigotry and prejudice. We are all brothers and sisters on this planet. And we have nowhere else to go. Those selling you a dream of colonizing Mars are just playing into your ignorance. If we can't make it work here and now on this planet, then what use is it going to another? If we are perpetually divided, unable to work together, then what hope is there for the future? Don't waste your time romanticizing about the past, about times gone by. Our job is to work for the future. And in order to experience well-being in the future, then we have to apply ourselves to loving kindness and virtue in the here and now. The Buddha taught, if you want to know what you did in a past life, then just look at what you are like right now. And if you want to know where you will be in the future, then look at how you act here and now. So forget about division. We can't go back to the past. Everything depends on how we conduct ourselves here and now, at this time and in this place. And so give rise to the wish that all beings, whether they are near and dear, distant, or even our enemies, should eventually come to experience ultimate happiness in awakening. And it is my sincere wish that you too should achieve this exalted state, to transcend mundane suffering and eventually achieve final enlightenment. So look to your brothers and sisters. Look to your friends and neighbors. Consider those you have never met and those from other lands. Consider your enemies and also what has caused them to lose their way on a mistaken path. And give rise to compassion for everyone suffering in the mundane world. So these are just a few thoughts that I wanted to share with you on this evening in summer. And please understand that I have no ill intention, but only wish for you to experience happiness and for a better world. And so thank you for listening. And until next time, and see you later.